Welcome back, Fanfield family, and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Reading Club. Last time, we read The Armorer's Challenge, the underdog story of a blacksmith that won a commission that set him up for life by understanding his opponent and the battlefield. Today, for our third episode, we're going to look at The Cake and the Diamond, a story of thieves and a master alchemist. Let's get to it! I was in the Rat in the Pot, a foreigner corner club in Aldrune, talking to my fellow rats when I first saw the woman. Now, Breton women are fairly common in the Rat in the Pot. As a breed, they seem inclined to wander far from their perches in High Rock. Old Breton women, however, are not so migratory, and the wizened old biddy drew attention to herself, wandering about the room talking to everyone. Nimloth and Odiad were at their usual places, drinking their usual stuff. Odiad was showing off a prize he had picked up in some illicit manner, a colossal diamond large as a baby's hand and clear as spring water. I was admiring it when I heard the creaking of old bones behind me. "Good day to you, friends," said the old woman. "My name is Abel Credette, and I am in need of financial assistance to facilitate my transportation to Aldredania." "You'll want to see the temple for charity," said Nimloth curtly. "I'm not looking for charity," said Abel. "I'm looking to barter services." "Don't make me sick, old woman," laughed Odiad. "Did you say your name was Abel Credette?" I asked. "Are you related to Abel Credette, the High Rock alchemist?" "Closely related," she said with a cackle. "We are the same person. Perhaps I could prepare you a potion in exchange for gold. I noticed that you have in your possession a very fine diamond. The magical qualities of diamonds are boundless." "Sorry, old woman, I ain't giving it up for magic. It was trouble enough stealing this one," said Odiad. "I've got a fence who'll trade it for gold." "But your fence will demand a certain percentage, will he not? What if I could give you a potion of invisibility in exchange? In return for that diamond, you could have the means to steal many more." "A very fair exchange of services, I would say." "It would be, but I have no gold to give you," said Odiad. "I'll take what remains of the diamond after I've made the potion," said Abel. "If you took it to the Mages Guild, you'd have to supply all the other ingredients and pay for it as well. But I learned my craft in the wild, where no potion makers existed to dissolve diamonds into dust. When you must do it all by hand, by simple skill, you are blessed with remnants those fool potion makers at the guild simply swallow up." "That sounds all very nice," said Nimloth, "but how do we know your potion is going to work? If you make one potion, take the rest of Odiad's diamond, and leave, we won't know until you've gone whether the potion works or not." "Ah, trust is so rare these days," sighed Abel. "I suppose I could make 2 potions for you, and there'd still be a little bit of the diamond left for me. Not a lot, but perhaps enough to get me to Aldredania. Then you could try the first potion right here and now and see if you're satisfied or not." "But," I interjected, "you could make one potion that works and one that doesn't, and take more of the diamond. She could even give you a slow-acting poison, and by the time she got to Aldredania, you'd be dead." "Bleedin' Kinnereth, you Dunmer are suspicious. I will hardly have any diamond left, but I could make 2 potions of 2 doses each so you can satisfy yourself that the potion works and has no negative effects. If you still don't trust me, come along with me to my table and witness my craft if you'd like." So it was decided that I would accompany Abel back to her table where she had all her traveling bags full of herbs and minerals to make certain that she was not making 2 different potions. It took nearly an hour of preparation, but she kindly allowed me to finish her half-filled flagon of wine while I watched her work. Splintering the diamond and powdering the pieces required the bulk of the time. Over and over again she waved her gnarled hands over the gem, intoning ancient enchantments, breaking the facets of the stone into smaller and smaller pieces. Separately, she made pastes of minced bittergreen, crushed red bulbs of Delarco spy, and driblets of Siciliani oil. I finished the wine. "Old woman," I finally said with a sigh, "how much longer is this going to take? I'm getting tired of watching you work." "The Mages Guild has fooled the populace into thinking alchemy is a science," she said. "But if you're tired, rest your eyes." My eyes closed, seemingly of their own volition, but there had been something in that wine, something that made me do what she asked. "I think I'll make up the potion as cakes. It's much more potent that way. Now tell me, young man, what will your friends do once I give them the potion?" "Mug you in the street afterwards to retrieve the rest of the diamond," I said simply. I didn't want to tell the truth, but there it was. "I thought so, but I wanted to be certain. You may open your eyes now." I opened my eyes. Abel had made a small presentation on a wooden platter, 2 small cakes and a silver cutting knife. "Pick up the cakes and bring them to the table," said Abel, "and don't say anything except to agree with whatever I say." I did as I was told. It was a curious sensation. I didn't really mind being her puppet. Of course, in retrospect, I resent it, but it seemed perfectly natural at the time to obey without question. Abel handed the cakes to Odiad, and I dutifully verified that both cakes were made the same way. She suggested that he cut one of the cakes in half, and she would take one piece and he'd take the other, just so he would know that they worked and weren't poisoned. Odiad thought it was a good idea and used Abel's knife to cut the cake. Abel took the piece on the left and popped it into her mouth. Odiad took the piece on the right and swallowed it more cautiously. Abel and all the bags she was carrying vanished from sight almost instantly. Nothing happened to Odiad. "Why did it work for the witch and not for me?" cried Odiad. Because the diamond dust was only on the left-hand side of the blade, said the old alchemist through me. I felt her control lessening as the distance grew and she hurried invisibly down the dark Aldrune street away from the rat in the pot. We never found Abel Crydet or the diamond. Whether she completed her pilgrimage to Aldredania is anyone's guess. The cakes had no effect except to give Odiad a bad case of droops that lasted for nearly a week. Okay, let's break this down. First, let's address some key terms. I know that at least some of my audience has no experience with the Elder Scrolls. Aldrune is a large town on Vardenfell, an island and part of the province of Morrowind. Bretons are one of the several human races that are part of the Elder Scrolls world. They hail from the province of High Rock, and they tend to be naturally gifted with magic. Aldredania is an ancient tower that now lies in ruins located on one of the archipelago islands to the north of Vardenfell. The temple refers to the Tribunal Temple, who could get their own video. It's led by 3 pseudo-gods, Almalexia, Sothasil, and Vivek. Alchemy in the Elder Scrolls is the blanket term referring to brewing potions from base ingredients, such as the diamond that is the focus here. A fence is someone who regularly knowingly buys stolen goods and finds ways to resell them as a job. Most thieves rely on these heavily to make a profit from their stealing. The Mages Guild is an organization of wizards and sorcerers that study and practice magic. Kinnereth is the goddess of the heavens, the winds, and the sea, and a member of the 9 divines, deities worshipped by many cultures. Dunmer or Dark Elves are the natives of Morrowind. Droops is a common disease that can be contracted from certain creatures in Morrowind and reduces the physical strength of those afflicted. Okay, with the basic terms covered, let's look at the story itself. The first thing that stands out to me is that it's written from a first-person perspective, almost like a journal, a first-hand account. Our 3 lead characters, the writer Athen Muendil and his 2 friends Nimloth and Odiad, are thieves, and clearly members of the Thieves Guild based on how the writer refers to himself and the other 2 as fellow rats. Another patron of the Corner Club, Abel Crydet, overhears their conversation and approaches with an offer. She'll use their diamond to create invisibility potions for them in exchange for keeping whatever's left over to fund her trip to Aldredania. Of course, invisibility potions would be extremely useful for thieves. The thieves, however, are very suspicious, as thieves tend to be, and so they have Athen accompany Abel and observe to make sure she doesn't cheat them. This is when Abel truly exercises her craft. Not her alchemy skill, but rather, I suspect, her skill in conjuration, one of the schools of magic in the Elder Scrolls. We're led to believe that it's the wine that she gives Athen. Even he thinks that's it, but I think it's actually the command humanoid spell. The reason I don't think it's the wine is because there is no potion ingredient that can actually bestow the command effect. Further, we can actually meet Abel in Morrowind, and while she is the master trainer for alchemy, she's also an expert trainer in conjuration. Either way, she's now able to command Athen, and with that control, she discovers that Nimloth and Odiad plan to mug her after they leave and reclaim the part of the diamond that's left over. Abel then uses her knowledge of alchemy to fool the thieves. Diamonds in Morrowind are indeed part of invisibility potions. She applied the necessary diamond dust to one side of her knife, and when that bit of diamond dust mixed with her half of the cake, the full effect was triggered for her, making her invisible. With no diamond dust on the right side of the knife, the piece Odiad ate had no effect. There are any number of alchemical ingredients that can mimic droops, which she could have put on the right side of her knife, or she could have put a bit of bile from one of the creatures that is infected with droops, or it may have even been coincidental. So what's the takeaway here? There are 3 lessons. The first lesson is that no matter how intelligent you are, don't automatically assume that you're the smartest person in the room. This is a bit of a recurring theme in Elder Scrolls books. Hubris will end badly. The second lesson is to not try to double-cross people. Abel asks Athen what his friends plan to do after she gives them the potion, and, under compulsion to obey, he tells her that they're going to mug her for the rest of the diamond. Her line, "I thought so, but I wanted to be certain," indicates that if Nimloth and Odiad had no plans to rob her afterward, she may have given them legitimate potions. We certainly see that it's possible to add the diamond dust at the end of the process, as she does it with her knife. Finally, and this ties in a bit with the previous lesson, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Abel proposes a deal that is honestly more in the favor of the thieves than it is for her. Looking at base prices in Morrowind, an exclusive invisibility potion, the best invisibility potion money can buy, and well within Abel's skill, is priced at 175 gold, while a diamond is priced at 250 gold. If we assume that she's using half of the diamond and keeping the rest for herself, that's 125 gold for a 175 gold potion, and one that's extremely valuable for those in the trio's field. Like Abel says, in return for that diamond, you could have the means to steal many more. Not only that, she's providing all the other ingredients needed for the potion and making the potion herself as part of the deal. We know that the other ingredient she's using is bittergreen petals. Not only is that explicitly mentioned, but there are only 4 ingredients in all of Morrowind that have the invisibility effect: diamonds, bittergreen petals, lore armor spines, and wolfsbane. The latter 2 ingredients are not part of the base game, but rather the expansions, Tribunal and Blood Moon respectively, and this book's first appearance was in the base game, where only diamonds and bittergreen petals are present. Bitter green petals are only 5 gold each, but it also would normally require sourcing them, either buying them or harvesting them oneself, so that is factored into the service Abel is providing as well. And it's not like the trio don't know of Abel's skill. Athen actually asks whether she's the same famous alchemist from High Rock, indicating that Abel is famous and her skill is legendary. They were offered an amazing deal and they ruined it because of their greed.
You ruined it. You ruined it and I'm leaving.
So that's The Cake and the Diamond, another really great book that sadly gets overlooked simply because it's reading in a video game. If you want to read it yourself, the book is found in a few places. Einat, a small bandit cave west of the Holamayan Monastery, Dubdilla, a cavern south of Vos, the Telvanni Apothecary in the city of Vivek, and as a potential reward for the quest Gathering Marshmarrow. If you get the marshmallow for the quest from Baller Salvu near Pelagiad, you'll receive a copy. It's a skill book, and the first time you read it, your alchemy skill will increase by 1. You can also find the book in Skyrim. Abel Krydet herself is located in the Propleon Chamber in the Dunmer Stronghold Valen Varian. She's the game's master trainer for alchemy, meaning that she's the only character in the game that can train you to max level in the alchemy skill. She'll also train you in conjuration and mysticism, and sells potions, ingredients, and even has the Grandmaster level alchemy apparatuses for sale. Curiously, she's described as old in The Cake and the Diamond, but in-game she looks much younger, perhaps using her alchemy to change her appearance?
Share your thoughts, friend. I enjoy the company.
So what do you think of The Cake and the Diamond? Have you ever found it and read it before? Did I miss any important lessons that the book is trying to teach? Let me know down in the comments. Next time, we're going to take a look at the book Breathing Water, the story of opening your mind to uncommon sense and embracing a different view of the universe to defy reality itself. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really enjoying this series. It's fun to dive into these books and talk about them with you. If you like this sort of thing, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like and a comment. I know you hear it all the time from everyone on YouTube, but it really does help a lot. I love reading your comments and I reply to each and every one. There's a new video every Friday and there's an episode of the Elder Scrolls Reading Club every Tuesday. If you want to see the whole Elder Scrolls Reading Club playlist, click here. Or click here to check out a video discussing whether Maul was actually a true Sith Lord. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.